Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. This is continuing on with Season 3 of the WSR for Grid 2, and this is a Dubai Live Routes endurance race, and you don't get a choice of car with this one. This is a Mustang Boss, and there's a few things. The race is pretty much a standard race, nothing too much to write home about, so to speak, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about the actual game and some of my personal opinions. And first off, the main issues I've got with the game, like I said, personal opinions, the fact that they've just made the game too arcadey. I mean, don't get me wrong, I knew that when I bought the game. I knew it was going to be an arcade racer, and it's a very enjoyable game, but it would have been nice to have had a few more options there to kind of add certain sim elements, just to give it a little bit more of a variety and choice. And again, I've mentioned this before in previous videos, I like to have choice when I'm playing a game. If I can play a game one way and then go back and play it another with a different approach, that's what I'd like to do, and I'd like to have the options, but you don't get the options with this. So that's the main criticism, I suppose. The second one is the repetition of routes or tracks. It's almost going back to Ridge Racer days. Just the same tracks, they're either reversed or sections are cut and they've put them together. I mean, the live routes, it's supposed to be a test of your reactions and skill or whatever, but it's just the same pieces of track, just reused over and over again. And must admit that I will be very glad to see the back at the Dubai races and tracks altogether, because I've just got, to be frank, I've just got sick of them, and yeah, it's not enjoyable anymore. The third one is well, some people would say it's a minor issue or whatever, but even though I don't use it when I'm uploading videos that often, I have done, but not very often. But you don't get it again. Going back to options, you don't get the option in this, and they took out the in-car camera view, and I don't understand why. I've read about why the developers decided to take the camera view out, and they say it took up too much processing power, and they wanted to make the car exterior and the views more appealing visually. And the other stat that they came out with was that there was only 5% of the gamers that played the dirt and grid games that actually used the in-car view, which is a little bit odd, because I would say about 90% of the people that I know, obviously it's a different scale, but 90% of the people I know all use the in-car view at some point and like having that option. And to just take it away, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I find that really annoying. What I would like to ask though, guys, is as I said, this race is a pretty dry race, and I think this was actually on the hard difficulty. And again, I suppose you could add this to the list of the previous criticisms, and that is that and I've mentioned again in previous videos that the difficulty just fluctuates, it goes up and down, and I think this might be on hard, and there was no problems, it was easy, but in other races the medium difficulty is hard. It doesn't make any sense to me, and I must be missing a trick, or it's just a glitchy game, I don't know. The other thing I was going to ask though, guys, is there's only a few people that actually watch these grid videos, I know, and I appreciate the time that you've spent watching the videos, and for the people who have left me feedback and comments and whatnot, it is really appreciated, especially the likes and stuff, because it means that it's worth me continuing to upload the videos. But if you've got any suggestions for what you'd like to see, I'm up for changing the format, because at the moment I'm just uploading pretty much races as I go by, and although I did decide to try and drop the checkpoint and the kind of I call them side games, I wasn't going to really bother with them. I was just going to try and go for more of the straight races. But if you guys have got any suggestions or feedback, I'd appreciate any of that, so that'd be cool. I mean, just as an example, guys, I think I've said this before, but I play with full damage and I don't use the flashbacks. If my car gets wrecked, it's a restart. I don't know. Do you want to see the restarts? Do you want to see the crashes? Do you want to see all that sort of stuff, or would you rather have that as kind of like an add-on at the end, which is what I've done with one or two of my MotoGP races, where I've just put the mess ups and the fails and whatnot at the end. But again, any feedback is appreciated, and I will listen and try try and respond with something that makes sense. So it's still enjoyable for me to play, but also more entertaining for you to watch. So that's cool, guys. I was going to upload a bit more of the multiplayer side of the game, but unfortunately everybody just wants to basically ram you. It's like dodgems, and I've spoken to a few people that play online a lot, and they've just said that it's become ridiculous, and there's no point unless you're playing with friends. There isn't any point really racing online. It's so hard to get into a room where people are playing cleanly, or even getting into a room where you've got decent banter without it turning into abuse. And what I find quite ironic, guys, is the fact that they've actually released free downloadable content for Destruction Derby add-on, and it's almost like they've been watching the multiplayer and said, yeah, this is what they all want. This is obviously going to go down a storm, so we'll release this. I haven't actually tried it yet, so I shouldn't really speak too much about it. But I'm hoping it's a completely separate mode, and I'd like to see the online rooms get a bit cleaned up. Well, I think that's just wishful thinking. Anyway, guys, as I said, any feedback regarding future content will be much appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next one. So take care, guys. Cheers.
Seconds left. What a drive. You gave the sponsors exactly what they asked for.
You're wanted in a promo event. You need to keep yourself in the spotlight for us to gain more support for the WSR.